Hey there, replay people. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. It's the Sunday, last Sunday. No, is it last Sunday? I don't know. We're here in August, and we're just got back from Maryland from EMI for the third week of the Executive Academy, and it was great. It was great being back there. My classmates are awesome. Uh, we got a couple more weeks. We'll be done with the whole thing, and it's a good academy. It really is. You get to meet a lot of great people. You get to learn some good things, um, and so it's always a constant movement going forward. And it is becoming the premier place for emergency managers to go get educated, if you will. Right? Meet a lot of great people. A lot of cool things going on there. So anyway, fire going up in the Glendale, LA border over there. Uh, Traffic all's all snarled up there, and seems to be this is the season. So the fire season started here in California. I guess it's always fire season, right? And yeah, school started. There's a big spider behind me. Mark said there's a big spider behind me. Just tell you what, if you guys didn't see, I had a good sized tarantula in my backyard when I got home, and I was just kind of scooted him off into the hillside, and he or she went up there to live its life. Hopefully, it doesn't come back down into my house. So, yeah, so fire season's there. We got, some named storms already happening out into the Atlantic Ocean, I mean. And so does that mean that we're going to have a crazy storm season? I don't know. Hopefully not, but we always got to be ready for this. So the question I have here today for everybody here is, how do we, as emergency management professionals, how do we tell people what we do for a living? I mean, how? Like, not like the physical, this is what I do, but like, what's an easy way to explain what we do as emergency managers? And the second part of that question is what are you doing to make our profession better? All right, what are you doing to make our profession better? And if you're not doing something to make our profession better, what do you think are some things that we should be doing to make our profession better? And realistically, it's up to us to better ourselves, right? So there's been a lot of conversation going on about this. If you take a look at McIntyre's paper that he had in the Journal of Emergency Management, talking about the education side of having emergency management education to be its own discipline and what it means. And then as a profession, what does it mean? What kind of research do we have to back what we do up, right? So regarding, you know, uh, just the body of work that we have that backs up what we do, right? So there has to be theory behind the practice, all right? I mean, even if you take a look at like paramedicine, for instance, there's theory behind that practice, right? And so I think one of the things that we do poorly as a profession is, do we understand the theory? And Camila from the Crisis Academy, she asked a question regarding what um, books, what journals do you use, and how do you implement them into your daily job? And I don't know if you can't see my office here, but I mean, like, I have papers. I mean, like, I'm downloading these right here, papers. I got stacks of books behind me all over the place. I mean, you can see the two books here, so, and one of the reasons why I asked that question on the podcast of what books or publication do you recommend for emergency managers is because, number one, I like to read. Number two, I think that this is a very important discussion on what should we be reading? What is the current literature that we can use to do our job better? Because at the end of the day, if we're just going out there and checking boxes, right? You're writing a plan, checking a box. You're taking a look at, what the next check. What am I NIMS compliant? Yes, I am. Do I have the files uploaded to the right place? Do I have my all of my type 1, type 2, type 3? Have I typed everything? Yeah, that's practitioner stuff, right? But if you want to be a true emergency manager, making this profession better, we should be taking a look at how we can do this by taking the literature that's out there now, take a look at the case studies that the Disaster Research Center from Delaware, you got the Natural Hazard Research Center out of Boulder, right? Places like that that are taking time to research what we're doing. You got National Preparedness Leadership Initiative out of Harvard that they go to the disasters to see how we are doing things, to see how we can make things better. And if you're not constantly learning to make things better, then we're just being stagnated, right? So my question to you is, what are you doing to make the profession of emergency management better? Chew on that for a little bit. Come on, comment. Jump on the group, and I'd like to hear some more conversation on that. All right, guys. Well, it's a little bit long on this one. I am going to go ahead and say goodbye. Take care. Stay safe out there for those of you guys at the fire season, for those that responded to the hurricane season. And like Mackenzie says, stay hydrated.